Hello, Scott Rosano with Gigbuilder.com. Gigbuilder Games Beta Test video number 2, and this is where we're going to actually create the events that you can play your games with. Firstly, what you're going to need to be looking at is inside Gigbuilder. Let's select a date. Let's just go ahead and go with, say June 2nd. We're going to be doing a bingo game at the Cannon Club. So I'm going to go ahead and hit on menu and game show, and this creates an event using the game show template. And if you notice, it is significantly cleaner than the standard Gigbuilder template because it only contains the information necessary to do an actual game show. So on your game shows, your client is actually the venue. So in this case here, we know it's Cannon Club, so there's Cannon Club, or whatever your particular venue happens to be. It brings that in. We've had some new stuff added. In this particular case, it wasn't in there, but it will pull it. Things that you'll need at your venue, the Wi-Fi passwords, restrictions, mobile restrictions, if there's something that's not working right with mobile, how you're going to be attaching to your TV monitors, what the in-house audio system is. All this is a little more advanced that we'll get into when it gets more integrated with Gigbuilder, just kind of showing you where things are. Your contact person would go here. You would pull from the venue. I don't have any here, so it's blank, but I could add one. Don't need it for the demonstration. Event modifiers. Event name is kind of important that we want to use here, so we'll say Cannon Bingo Friday, because they do it every Friday. Or whatever you want to put it. Then the time period. We're going to do it this bar from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 hours is generally speaking normal for one of these games. And so we go down further. Now the Gigbuilder games. Since we do not have any existing games, you just created one game in the last video, we're going to select that. So you go to Classic Bingo, and then the game variant, you pick the 10-card standard play that we created in the last video. And that will attach this venue, this game show, to that game variant. Very important. The next thing we absolutely have to do is do a request or register a code. This is very similar to how we do things with a guest request system at events. You can request a code. It needs to start with a number. Reason being that is that automatically disables the spell check on cell phones, so trust me, this is really nice to have. And I'm just going to say to Cannon. I wonder if that's available. I'll hit register code. It is available. And then I can select it from here. And we'll show you how those codes work. But anyway, you find your game. You create an event code. Location advertisers, we're going to skip over here right now. You don't have to have them, but advertisers can show up on the TV monitors, and we'll show that in another video. The ticker line, this is what appears below it, and I'm just going to put a couple lines on there. Free beer tomorrow. And maybe next one, $12.95 sandwich. Great spell. Special. And the last one might be make sure to tip your waiter. Oops. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to put in. A lot of things in the ticker lines might be things, information that the bar has. If you have a jackpot running, it'll show in there, and some other things. It's a ticker that runs along the bottom of the screen, which you'll see in the next video, actually 2 videos from now. Next, we have what's called the Jackpot Manager. I'm just going to go over this very briefly because as far as your jackpots go, they can get confusing. But basically, in this case here, it's going to start with $50, so it's going to work its way up to $550 at $25 a week. We're going to originally call 50 on what they call a lockout or full card bingo. And then when it gets to 350, we're going to be changing some things. But we're going to leave that alone for now. I'm going to do a straight video on that. Literally, that's all you have to do at this particular point to get your game up and going. So we're going to save and close. And once we do so, we're going to go back. And once the game's created, we're just going to go ahead and double check and go back to the game dashboard. And sure enough, the Cannon Club is there. along with our game code. And that is as far as we go for this video. Be ready for the next one. We're actually going to show you how to host the game.